Call the meeting in order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And welcome to our first meeting of the year. It's January 11th, 2016. Roll call, please.
Aaron? Here. Burrows?
Here.
Whalen?
Here.
Coleman?
Here.
Basil?
Here.
Meyer? Here.
We have the minutes of December 14, 2015. Any additions, changes?
Yeah, there's one change that I found, last page. It's a minor change, but up at the top, there were yeas 5 and nays 1, it should be 1.
Nope, you're right.
That was my only correction.
Anything else? If not, is there a motion?
So moved.
And a second. Any questions, other comments? Roll call.
Aaron? Yes. Burrows?
Yes.
Whalen?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Basil?
Yes.
Meyer? Yes.
Clerk's report?
The total tax income received since the last meeting, $136,572.61. That includes 4 use tax payments and 4 MFT payments with the state playing catch up on our tax money. And that's all I have.
Anyone from the audience wish to address the board? If not, we have the sales tax referendum presentation, and Bob and Marcy, I believe, your
Who wants to start?
You can.
Okay. There's going to be, the 3 committees met, three committees met in joint session last Wednesday night. The community relations, the finance, and the public works committees met for the purposes of drafting a presentation to the Chamber of Commerce and a newsletter. You have a copy of that in front of you tonight, which is labeled committee version. They were presented with a staff version, and we've rewritten that to a committee version, thanks to Marcy. Some things that we have to be clarified. The referendum question is going to ask for 1%. That's what the state law requires. The actual increase is a half a point, but since we're going from a half a point to a full point, the referendum question has to say a full point. And that is going to be something that we'll have to make clear to the residents. It's not a bait and switch. We're not asking for a half and making it 1. It's already a half. We're going from a half to 1. That seems to be the message they cross. With that, I will turn it over to Marcy to explain. The committee had a long discussion on what the tax applies to and what it doesn't. We had a Waltz grocery bill there, going through that bill. Many of the things at Waltz would require the public infrastructure tax to be paid. But if you're buying actual groceries, food to be consumed off premise, the tax does not apply. Prescription drugs, it does not apply. Vehicle sales, although we don't have any new vehicle sales in Beecher anymore, that does not apply. With that, I'll turn it over to Marcy or Jonathan or whatever to continue the discussion.
Go for it, you type it up.
Okay. Well, basically, the newsletter that we're going to send out to the residents covers why we need to do this. We need to do a sewer plant upgrade, which is going to cost us $6.6 million. In order to be able to afford the loan payments that this is going to cost, we do have some of that money available, but we come about $152,000 short of our annual payments. So there are 2 basic ways that we would be able to come up with this money. We could either increase this sales tax in town by 0.5%, which we've talked about already, and that would create the $152,000 a year, or we would raise the flat charge on sewer debt on the water bills by $15 per billing, which comes to $90 per household per year. The village board has voted to put this on a referendum to be voted on Tuesday, March 15th. Anything that's left over that is not used for sewer plant debt would be used for potentially sidewalks, and I believe, were we talking about roads also, or it was mostly sidewalks? Sidewalks, roads, that sort of thing. Did you want to say any more about it, John?
No, I mean, it's, you know, I've spoke about it for the past couple of meetings, I mean, it is what it is, you let the voters decide how they wanna do it. I mean, the summary at the bottom of this page, basically, it drives the nail home. You know, question is, would the, resident rather pay a 0.5% sales tax or pay an additional $90 a year? In there, we've stated what it takes to reach that $90 by paying it in a 0.5% sales tax. That's $18,000 of their net income spent within the village. And remember that their groceries are only taxed at 1 3/4%. You know, it doesn't include groceries. That 0.5% doesn't go for prescription drugs. You know, it takes a lot to spend $18,000 of your net income within the village limits.
And it's about a half penny on a dollar, or on $100, it's 50 cents, so it's not.
I think it's sort of important too that even in years past, months past, there was preparation for this to be coming, so this is nothing new. Everybody knew that this day was going to come, and we were going to present this as a 0.5% for the sewer plant expansion. But I also think it's important to emphasize what you have in here, it can only be used for this. It can't be used for anything else. That's very, very important. There's no if, there's no buts, there's nothing about it, is that this money can only be used for this purpose and this purpose only, and that's it. Just like the other 0.5%, it was for a purpose and that purpose only, and that's all.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that that's in there, and you can see it at the bottom of option 2. It lets the residents know that it cannot be used to fund operations or salaries. That any money from this that's collected will be going towards infrastructure. It's going towards our sewer plant, and any remainder, if any, which I think it's kind of figured pretty darn close, but, any extras will be used for infrastructure, i.e. sidewalks, road replacement, any other capital projects. It will not and cannot be used to fund operations or salaries. Because I think that's one thing, that some voters just may immediately jump to the conclusion, and we talked about it, we wanted to make sure that that was in there.
Anything else?
I think you hit it all in the head.
Thanks, John.
Yep, and I believe Marcy and Jonathan are going to the chamber meeting on the 18th of January to present this newsletter. We're going to have Jeanette try to make it a little more presentable with publishing what the newsletter would look like. We'll send that out to you.
And I'll do these couple of little tweaks, hopefully tonight I can send it back to you.
The executive board meeting was canceled, so basically you're gonna be doing the whole thing then that night.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Village Commission's beautification, trustee Ann.
Nothing to report.
4th of July, trustee Coleman.
Yeah, there'll be a meeting tomorrow night at 6:30, the 4th of July Commission, and we'll be discussing how to go about looking for the 2016 4th of July car.
That completes my report.
Youth Commission, trustee Cordes.
We have next Monday on the 18th, while the kids are off for Martin Luther King Day, off of school, we're posting open bowling up at the bowling alley.
Riverville Hope, trustee Basil.
Nothing new to report.
Historic Preservation Commission, trustee Lynn.
We have another meeting coming up next Tuesday. Over the weekend on Saturday, an alarm went off at the depot at the museum, and it was a battery backup, a sump pump. Right away I talked to Buddy, and it's back up.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for the other battery to be replaced. That battery's like 5 years old. Even though it didn't get a lot of use, 5 years, and with it being on a constant charge, it's gotta be replaced. So, we should have that tomorrow.
Yeah, I was down there, I made sure that the sump pump was working, we didn't want anything to happen, but it was just a battery backup.
Yep.
On there, so it's taken care of. That ends my report.
Thank you. Finance and Administration, trustee Moore.
Treasurer's report.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for nominating me and letting me be part of this group. I think it's really interesting, and I'm looking forward to being part of the structure of the village. You have under accounts balances, well, a couple of things that have already been mentioned, but MFT is up $29,855. we received 4 months of our allotment of MFT taxes, which we were way behind on. There are a few, let's see, down in the bond redemption area. The account dropped considerably, that's because we made a bond payment, almost exactly what that's showing as the reduction there, that $4,620. We made our ongoing bond payment on with that. And O&M and general, let's see, general has a little bit more, but both of those had extra expenses this time, because we had 3 payrolls. And that's all that I can see of that's somewhat different than last year, last month. Any questions about anything?
And welcome.
Thank you.
The positive note, if you look at the general fund status, last year at this time we were at 601, this year we're at 774. It's good to see. Overall, we're at 1,782,000 ledger accounts.
Right.
Last year we were at 1,073,000. So I think we're doing fine.
Oh, yes, we have, we're extremely good shape.
I would like to make a motion approving treasurer's report and report of financial activity for the prior month.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor and there was a second. Any questions or comments to the motion?
We just want to make sure everyone has a chance to review the transactions on page 2. Is that included in the motion?
Yes.
Just point that out to everybody.
Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Basil,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Wheeling.
Yes.
Capros.
Yes.
Aaron.
Yes. Variance reports are enclosed for your review, and if everyone has a copy of the bills.
Somebody took Friday off, so there's probably a few more italic bills on
There are a
here
few.
than usual, because somebody took Friday off and added to the.
I was gonna say, these were not on here,
Yes,
right?
Beecher, I'll give you the new ones that you have not seen. Beecher Hardware, $557.39. Beecher Napa, 131.32. Comment bills for Fireman's Park and street lighting came in, that's not unusual. And that's petty cash for $152. We paid electric bill for 4. Dock scrubs, $15.96. $10.60 for Fesso for a fire extinguisher for the squad car. Mead Electric's quarterly bill for the Pasadena streetlights came in at $44. PDC Labs water testing of $84. Southborough Mayors and Managers, a dinner meeting fee for the mayor and myself to attend the dinner meeting, $100. Village of Peatone, half of the hearing officer for tows, $450, and warehouse direct for office supplies. So that gives you a new total, Mr. Chairperson.
I'd like to make a motion to approving the bills for $148,196.45 for December 2015.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Aaron.
Yes.
Capros.
Yes.
Wheeling.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Basil.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes. Switching glasses now. 5-year financial plan was distributed for everyone's review. Please look it over. It's not a budget, it's a guide and a plan, and it will be on the agenda for consideration next month. We're going to be having a public hearing on April 25th on the proposed budget for fiscal year 2016 and 2017. This is the first step. So I'd like to make a motion authorizing that public hearing on April 25th at the village board meeting.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Meyer.
Yes.
Basil.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Wheeling.
Yes.
Capros.
Yes.
Aaron.
Yes. And along with that, there will be a special workshop meeting of the village board planned for Monday, March 28th. It's a village board meeting night. This would be at 6 p.m., an hour before the regularly scheduled village board begins. So I'd like to make a motion authorizing the special workshop meeting of the village board on the budget for Monday, March 28th at 6 p.m.
Second.
Yes. Caprows?
Yes.
Whaling?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Basil?
Yes.
Meyer?
Yes. Finance Committee will meet at 7 a.m. on Saturday, March 5th at the Village Hall with the department heads to draft the budget for the Village Board workshop. The mayor will make breakfast.
Please, sir.
Are you asking me or telling me?
It's in writing.
It is in writing, it
It's not even
is,
fun
it
to
is
tell
public.
them if there's no egg casket.
Of course I will.
Is that also when the commander dinner that night? That usually when
I don't-
Right.
I know they changed it this year.
Well, it doesn't
That
matter.
date.
Already got an invitation, you have.
No,
No.
I know they moved the date because the winter date.
Yeah, I know
February
they
wasn't
moved the
working.
date, though.
Well, that'll give us incentive to move it along, but as a warning, the last 2 years, I think we were here till 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we don't have Brian this year, so maybe we get it done by 1 or 2.
Maybe, yeah,
I
maybe.
thought it was, we were done by lunch.
No, we were not, we were not. We were eating the rest of breakfast for lunch. That does not require a motion, right? That's just the,
To make me, have me make breakfast, yes.
well, that part, yeah, no, I don't think that's a variable. Finance Committee is reviewing proposals for an auditing firm for a period of 3 years, and we actually did get several proposals. We will have a recommendation at next month's meeting.
I believe you guys made it, I just have to type it.
We really did, yeah.
Mhm.
And that concludes my report.
Public buildings and properties, parks and recreation, trustee Will.
Concession stand update, the building is up, it's shelved, and the roof is on. There's been a door and a construction lock put on during the construction period. So it really went up quick once the foundation was in, you know, so it looks good.
I think they're getting ready for electric, because they had a couple questions that I answered.
What's that?
They're getting ready to put the electric in.
Okay, good. So it looks good. Status of the ice rink, buddy, you did it right on the mark?
It's up, it's freezing. I already had 2 rocks in it, but that's okay.
Okay.
Is
Because
it,
I,
it's not open yet though, is it?
No, there's no way it's gonna, we'll see how tonight and the next day works. If it keeps this
Okay.
weather, probably the next 2 days.
because we've been holding off because of the mild weather. You know, you didn't want a bunch of water sitting there, you didn't want kids in there, you know, messing up the liner, because I think the liner was, what, $2,000, I think?
Probably by the end of the day.
What's
There
that?
was some flooding issues and
500, 600?
freezing issues, so.
Okay,
But what we've, it's a completely different design than what was in the past. And what we have there is what we could afford. It's not as big as the other one. Next year, it'll get bigger with the money allocated. And within 2 years, you should have a state-of-the-art, you know, ice rink where everything is all plastic. It looks really wonderful right now. And you got borders around it in case somebody was to fall, like those noodles. I mean, it really looks nice. If you get a chance to go over there and look at it, I think you'll be happy with it.
that's good. So it was perfect timing. And that really, the next item, as far as, we don't have to go into executive session.
Just to brief you real quick, we've had several conversations back and forth, basically the ball's in the bank's court to decide what they're gonna do, and how they're gonna do it, and the way, so I have nothing really to say, but I have talked.
That ends my report.
Public Building and Zoning Committee, trustee Aaron.
The building permit reports and goals for your review. PCC will meet on Thursday, January 28th, to discuss proposed changes to the temporary sign ordinance with the village attorney. And we'd like to consider a motion authorizing payment to Davis Concrete for completion of median Cardinal Creek Boulevard from the preserve of Cardinal Creek escrow. To date, we have a bill of $34,620. We just need that to be the final.
There,
If it is, we will then close out the account.
yeah, I don't know if they shut down for a month, but I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody. We're under the Farm Payment Act. I was supposed to have that bill paid at the December meeting. So my recommendation is pay what we know we owe them. If they want to bill us for the difference on the additive, pay that later. I think we should pay the bill because it's 60 days since they've done the work.
I'd like to make a motion authorizing payment to David Concrete for completion of the median of Cardinal Creek Boulevard from the preserve of Cardinal Creek escrow account in the amount of $34,620.
Second. There's a motion on the floor, and there was a second. Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Meyer?
Yes.
Basil?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Whaling?
Yes.
Caprows?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes. That is my report.
Thank you. Public safety, trustee Coleman.
Yeah, police department and code enforcement monthly report are enclosed for your review. Animal control annual report for the Beecher Vet Clinic is enclosed for your review. A total of 35 animals were treated and housed at the clinic in 2015, and the fee amounted to $1,300. Meeting to discuss the creation of a volunteer acre program has been scheduled for Monday, January 25th at 6:30 p.m. at the Beecher Village Hall. All interested parties have indicated that they plan on attending this planning meeting. Chief, any comments?
No, I have no comments.
You gotta wait till February on the warrant, I mean.
Yeah.
No questions of the chief or myself, that completes my report.
Thank you. Public Works Committee, trustee reports.
Water department monthly reports are enclosed for you, your review, along with the sewer department monthly reports. Also, this is in the 9, water billing report is enclosed for your review. Should be on the last page, everyone should see a big difference in pump to bill. It's actually about 80%.
Wow, and raise for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
I typed that in.
big difference. We found a few leaks that we thought were, significant, and Larry took care of the problem, and they're fixed. Now the key is keeping the number there. It's not a flash in the pan. So, but that looks good. I do like the new report where it shows, also in there, you can see the breakdown of the dollar increase for the water main replacement account, where we can be following and seeing how much is going into that every month, or every building cycle.
Yeah, these are manual, we have to actually, the computer doesn't do that for us, we have to manually determine that. And then we will make those transfers once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Based on these numbers in these reports, so the numbers in these reports will equal the transfers at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's just nice to see the numbers every month, except for a nice addition under that too. Onward. Committee meets with engineer on sewer plant rehabilitation. We've had a lot of discussion on that. We just discussed the referendum that's out there. But on December 21st, Frank and I we were able to, as a committee, meet with the village engineer, went over some of the options as far as handling liquid sludge versus dried sludge, the current condition of the drying beds. There's some cost differences there that we're looking at. The engineer's updating cost estimates for the project. We should hopefully have some numbers sometime in February. The goal is to begin construction in 2018, complete the construction in 2019, and that first payment to the IEPA would be $20,000 or $2020. We still have to front the cost of the engineering of this, which is about approximately $600,000, which is why we're going ahead and moving forward with that referendum now. And we kind of know where we're at. Once the village's residents get to make their decision. There was a special brush pickup for storm damage from the December 28th ice storm that occurred last week. We also had an annual sewer cleaning of trouble spots. This occurred in the last 2 weeks. Each location having a sewer blockage in the last 10 years was cleaned with the sewer jetter in December. Cold patching of the streets went on in December. We also, as most probably people that already know this, but we did have 2 water main breaks on Penfield. And I spoke to Buddy about it when he calls me and lets me know that there's a water main break. He's kind of anxious for that project to get going too, for the water main replacement on Penfield Street. And the Elm and Bird Street water main project is in the final stages of the first draft. It's up for review. This project will also be bid out in conjunction with Penfield Street for better pricing. That decision was made a couple months ago, so that concludes my report.
Just a comment on the water main break on Penfield. The reason why it is for the benefit of our residents, still in that state as it is today, the NICOR has to come back and make a repair. So that's why it's sitting like it is now.
Still open.
It's over by the fire station.
Yeah. Thank you. Economic Development, trustee Bates.
The enterprise zone update, the application has been filed with the state, and we now have 90-day public notice and a review period. We should hear in April or May as of the status of the application. The WPAL Comcast Channel 4 was knocked off the air in December due to failure of the main computer server at the studio, but it does look like it's back up and working.
Have we turned the TV
I
on?
don't know, turn it off, Jim.
Maybe it's still off.
It's still be off the air.
It's still off the air, and, well, okay, we'll get back to you on that one. And the third thing is the committee met for the draft of the special edition newsletter, and presentation will be to the Chamber of Commerce on proposed half sales tax increase. That's Monday, I believe, January 18th at the chamber meeting. And the referendum will be held on March 15th, which means that we don't have a lot of time to get the word out, but so that,
You did a wonderful job.
I did. Oh, I got it back up? All right.
We didn't see you get those board meetings.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you. I'll always have something to say, even though it says no in my report. Just, you had a sheet that we handed out from the Will County Governmental League. If you have some ideas for some legislative initiatives, laws that should be changed, or whatever the case may be, why don't you fill that out and get that back to us, and we'll make sure it gets to the Will County Governmental League. And then just a reminder, tomorrow at 1:30 is the ground baking ceremony for Beecher Manor. If you can all make it, some of you can make it. I believe State Representative LG Sims will be out here as well, and hopefully it'll be indoors.
I think it will be.
In the main door, right there?
I would assume so, yeah.
You planning on Scott?
Yeah.
Dale?
I'm
John?
gonna try.
Frank?
Yeah.
What time is it
I know
about?
some of you work.
I will try, and I should be able to.
We just wanna make sure we have a good showing, since it's so cold, I'm sure attendance will be down, so I'm trying to make up the difference.
I'll wear a bigger coat.
And as we indicated earlier, we do not have a reason to go into executive session tonight, so if there's nothing else, any new business, is there a motion?
I just had a question, were we gonna go over the 5-year financial next month?
Yes, it's gonna be voted on next week. If you wanna go over it tonight, or have a finance committee meeting, that's fine with me. But the actual vote on that is scheduled for the second meeting in February, on the 5-year plan.
Yeah, I had some questions on it, but probably
You can either come in, you guys can call a committee meeting, or you can do it at the board, it doesn't matter.
Motion to adjourn,
Second.
second. Any questions that we wanna go home? Roll call.
Aaron's?
Yes.
Pepperell?
yes.
Whaling?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Basil?
Yeah.
Meyer?
Yes.
I'm gonna walk in my door and my wife's gonna